Hello friends, my name's Angel. I'm so excited you're here today and that you clicked on this video, and if you can tell by the title, we're finally gonna be reading Magnolia Parks. Now I went back and forth between what I was gonna do video-wise with this book, and when I kept going back and forth, I was like, I really just think it needs its own video. I think it needs its own dedicated reading vlog just for like how hyped this book is. I've always been very, very back and forth whether I was gonna ever pick this book up, to be honest, because I knew it was like a very toxic read is all I had heard, but it was like, if you like Gossip Girl, you'll enjoy this. The thing with Gossip Girl for me is that I had a love-hate with Gossip Girl because of the toxicity in it, you know? So I feel like it's gonna be the same thing with this. But now, while I say I had a love-hate with Gossip Girl, did I still watch every single season to the end? Yes, I did. So maybe I'll do that with this as well. To be honest, I don't really have many, like, thoughts going into this because I haven't even read the synopsis of it. I guess I could do that. But all I know is that it's toxic relationships, rich kids, Gossip Girl vibes. That's what I know. Magnolia Parks is a beautiful, affluent, self-involved, and mildly neurotic London socialite. BJ Ballantyne is Britain's most notorious and photographed bad boy who broke her heart. These two are meant to be, and everyone knows it. Magnolia and BJ are written in the stars, just suspended in a strange kind of love that looks like hurting each other a lot of the time. She dates other people to keep him at bay, he sleeps with other girls to get back at her for it. But at the end of their every sad endeavor to get over one another, it's still each other they crawl back to. Finally, after years of this, their dysfunction is catching up with them, pulling at their seams and fraying the world they've built. But they're not ready to let go, not yet at least. As the cracks start to show and secrets begin to surface, Magnolia and BJ are forced to face the formidable question they've been avoiding all their lives. How many loves do you really get in a lifetime? I feel like I'm just gonna go in very much like a open mind and just kind of go into it and see what I think. I will definitely have to probably pause this video for a couple days at least because I'm starting this on a Sunday. And if you guys don't know, Tuesday, Wild Love Gets Released by Elsie Silver. That's gonna take like top priority, like probably like midnight I'm gonna be reading on my Kindle, you know? Also, I feel like I might have this on my Kindle because I forget if it was on Kindle Limited for a little bit or if it was like just the ebook was really cheap one day and I bought it, but I feel like I have this on my e-reader as well, which could be kind of nice. I've also seen people just like absolutely sobbing to these books, which is also very interesting to me, and I'm excited to like see that potentially and have those emotions. I've thought about annotating this book and annotating this series, but truthfully, I have never annotated a book at all. And I keep saying I wouldn't want to try annotating unless I was annotating a reread. Because it's like this, I can like, I know the story, I'm comfortable with it, and I can just like practice that way first before annotating a book I've never done before. We'll see if I get into this tonight, but I'm nervous. Friends, we started last night and I felt like I wanted to get like at least like a decent it better not be heard. I was saying I started this last night and I wanted to get at least a little bit of the way in where I felt like I could give some sort of thought before I talk to you guys again. And I'm on page 55. My main thought right now is like I'm already like, okay, so why? So you guys don't know the premise of this book. From what I can already gather, there's two main characters and it's Magnolia and BJ. And like what's been explained, they've been like best friends since they were little. They're kind of like each other's one true love, but they are extremely toxic and just keep like hurting each other, where like, you know, she'll get a boyfriend to make him mad and then he'll sleep with other girls. Like it's insane, and it's kind of like this huge toxic relationship from what I can gather as of right now. That's like the main part I'm getting. I know there's gonna be like other subplots as well, but like that's what I'm getting with Magnolia and BJ so far in the first 6 chapters, and I know it's gonna be answered shortly, but already I'm just like, okay, so why? What was the reason? What is happening here, guys? Let's go. So I know it'll be solved soon, but like already right now, like I would say the main thing I feel is like frustration or like maybe just like confusion. I'm like, I don't know. Am I hating it so far? No, absolutely not. Like I don't think it's also early enough for me to really hate something, but you know, I'm not saying it's not my cup of tea yet or that I'm not vibing with it. I think I am. I just have questions. I need answers, you know? But I'm home now already from work. It's early. It's like 2 o'clock and we're home early because it's the solar eclipse today, the day I'm filming this. And we're one of the places that's like kind of like in the line where it's going to be 100% totality. It's because I work in a daycare. We close down early so the kids can get home, we can get home and just like be home for the eclipse. So I have a lot of time to read today and I don't really have much planned. So I'm hoping to get a very, very good chunk of this done because like I said, tomorrow Wild Love gets released and that's gonna take my full attention for the next like probably 2 days. So we'll see how far I get into this today. Remember 2 seconds ago when I was like, I don't get why they're not together, but I think I'll explain it soon. Literally this chapter starts by going, you're wondering, I know you are, everyone does, why we aren't together. Tell me, let me know. Some water boiling if you guys hear some sizzling. Also, I'm sorry for this lighting. The light's coming at a very weird angle right now. But I'm officially halfway through Magnolia Parks. I'm at page 198. Sorry, I guess close to halfway. 198 of like 430. So we're getting there. And I have some more thoughts. First thing's kind of really random, and I actually brought a conversation over to TikTok about it too to kind of see what people's thoughts were. But pretty much for me, there was much like pop culture references near the beginning of this book when they were describing specifically like Magnolia's like dad's job and all that stuff. There's like referencing a lot of like musicians and stuff. Actually said the Black Eyed Peas like 4 times on one page near the beginning of this, like around before the page 50 mark. And like it's never enough to make me like actually close a book and put it down, but whenever I hear like a lot of pop culture references in books, I get super thrown off. It takes me a second to adjust because like in my head, like this is my escapism. You know, that's how I escape. And I was like, why are the Black Eyed Peas here? Why are they here? I think it also wouldn't be as jarring if I didn't read a lot more like fantasy, because I read a lot more fantasy. You don't really hear like anything about modern day or any, you know, even like anything. They're not like, oh, I took the bus. Like they don't do anything like that, right? Instead it's like when it comes to when I read like contemporary romances, I have to like shift my mindset to how being in modern like times and like regular world. Then you also throw in like references that are so specific that like I know and exist in this world. Like it just really throws me off, if that makes any sense to anybody else. Me off a little bit at the beginning, especially like I remember I turn the page and like if they say Black Eyed Peas one more time, it's done. How I'm feeling with this book so far. Here's the thing. I totally agree. It's like reality TV you can't look away from. Because I was like last night, I like kept being like one more chapter. And so I kept getting further and further into it. Like I think when I lie down for bed, I was still at page like 70 and made it all the way to 200. So definitely like I kept going. Like it definitely kept me hooked and kept me entertained. Here's my feelings of the book so far and like where I'm getting at is that like, do I agree it's like reality TV you can't look away from? Absolutely. Like absolutely, because like I'm telling you, I think last night when I sat down for bed, I was at page like 70 and I kept being like one more chapter. I just kept going and I'm almost at page 200. So clearly it's keeping me hooked and keeping me entertained, like having me in the story. However, the toxicity is happening and it's very much there. And I'm those people where I'm just kind of like, okay, so why? I remember last time when I was like, they're gonna tell me why soon. And I was like, oh, they're telling me right now. They're gonna tell me what's wrong right now. I still don't think that's the reason. Like when they explained it, I was like I understand where the problem roots from. And that's a very, very valid problem. And I 100% get behind that. Then I'm almost at the point where like, Caitlin, and I get it. It's almost the point where like, just leave. And I get when it's like, you can't walk away. And I fully understand that. But then I think more, I feel like Magnolia is not really bothering me like at all currently. But I feel like it's more BJ is one who I'm kind of like, wanting to strangle. Like my favorite line is always like, don't say they deserve better, just do better and be better. And I feel like that's what these guys need to do. Like I'm like, what are we doing here? And so we're halfway. We'll see if there's any more thoughts that spring. I'm kind of hoping I can like get a good more chunk of this done tonight. I did say I was gonna like completely pause reading this today while reading Wild Love, but I pretty much just read that like at work today, like when I was on my lunch break and all that stuff, and I got like a decent chunk into that. And I'm thinking maybe this will be like a physical book and that'll be like my ebook for the next couple days and I'll still go back and forth. So I'm hoping I can get like a good chunk tonight or even just finish this tonight. That could be kind of fun. I don't really know a rating for this yet because I think it's going to depend a lot on obviously the last half. But I can't say I'm not enjoying it because I am enjoying it. Like I said, I'm flipping through pages, I'm going through it. Like I just think it's like incredibly frustrating is my main takeaway right now. But let's read some more. Absolutely not related to the book whatsoever, but can we just like also notice this flaw? Like I love how I can just like hold it like this and the spine is not cracking and I can just become fixated. 10 out of 10. This angle's really cute, but it's okay. Let's give an update on where we're at currently. I actually don't know how I feel. I read about 100 pages left and was like, I am binging this. Like literally like every chapter, I'm like one more chapter. I'm like enjoying this. But it is exactly like the trashy TV you can't look away from. Like that's what it is. And like at first that's like all it was, but now I'm like starting to care for the characters as well. Let's backtrack. I'm not feeling for BJ. Not a lot. Like maybe like the slightest little bit. Then I'm like, you do this yourself. And I understand like later, either in this book, next books, we might get like some more background into BJ. I feel like a lot of what we got so far has been like Magnolia's background. Obviously this Magnolia's book is Magnolia Parks. But I feel like we've gotten a lot kind of like her background and not a lot of BJ's, unless it's obviously through her eyes, if that makes sense. If I like, maybe we can kind of go back. We've already kind of had some flashbacks, so like maybe we can go back to like certain points and like pinpoint exactly what was the cause, and it's something that actually could maybe be overlooked or forgiven, then potentially I could start feeling for him. But like right now it's still like I'm like liking him as a character because I feel like I am rooting for him, but also like I'm also not rooting for him. I feel like at this point, like I'm rooting for Magnolia. Like, you know, like I'm here for the girls. I'm a girl's girl. I'm here for her, and I want her to do what's best for her, no matter what that is. But I fear right now, if I sit here, I will just read the rest of this book, and I feel like I need a little bit of space from these characters right now, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I need to take a step back, close the book, and just kind of do something else for a hot second. So, my little hot chocolate. It's really cute. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna edit a little bit of a video that I have going up in a couple days. So I think I'm just gonna edit that and then come back. I probably will still finish this tonight, but I definitely will be giving final thoughts on it tonight. That'll have to be like, I'll have to sit on that and then give those in the morning or even just like later tomorrow. Like, the thing with this too is like, I'm still like so torn on rating because now with like how I'm feeling, I think it has to be like a 3.5 or higher, but truthfully I have no idea where it's gonna end up between 3.5 and 5. Like, I have no clue. Well, I would say, like, I don't really think I've had 5-star feelings yet. I have had what I call 5-star moments where like either like what I call 5-star moments is like, for me it's like when like a passage or like a quote that just really like hits me hard and resonates with me. I've had moments like that I feel like I read something, I'm like, oh my god, 5-star, but like I don't think I have that feeling from the book in its entirety, if that makes any sense to anybody. So right now, like, honestly, it could fall anywhere on that scale, and we're gonna see how that goes. And I think these last 100 pages will definitely make or break what's gonna happen. I think I should need a second. It's 9 o'clock at night, so I have plenty of time to read this. This will take me like less than an hour to read. So the night is still very young for me. I stay up till like normally midnight or like a little bit later. So I'm gonna edit, take some break from this, and then I'll probably still finish it tonight, because now it's like I just kind of want to know what's going on, but we'll see. I know I look super cute right now, but anyways, I took almost a 2.5 hour break and I am ready, I think, to read some more. It's 11:15, so I want to say I won't finish this, but let's be real with how I've been reading this book and like chapter for chapter, I'm probably gonna finish it right now. Wish me luck. All right, friends, I finished it yesterday and it's time to go over some thoughts. This might not be fully coherent because I feel like I still haven't like fully digested this, but we're gonna try, so let's go. First thing, like right off the bat, is when I first went to the series, I had this mindset that was very much gonna be like a 2-star or 5-star. Like, I was like, listen, like, either people hate this series or they love this series. And like, there's not really much middle ground. However, I do think ironically I did fall in the middle ground. I think like I'm going back and forth, and I honestly feel like it's like a 4-star right now, which is a very, very good rating. Don't get me wrong. And like I mentioned in the previous clip, I had a bunch of like what I call 5-star moments. That's like where like I read certain quotes or certain parts and they just like really resonate. And those really hit me. But like, it's not enough to bump the entire book up to 5 stars. Does that make sense? Especially the ending. The ending got me, and the ending I was like, oh my gosh, edge of my seat. But like, I don't think it was enough to bump it up to that 5-star mark. Maybe a 4.25. It could do that. This is definitely like probably the most toxic book I've read my entire life. Y'all weren't wrong. And here's the thing with it. I feel like I'm very much like I said before. I'm a very straightforward person. I'm like, no, just why? Just stop. I'm trying not to spoil anything when I like explain all these things that I'm saying, but like pretty much like I don't really feel a lot for BJ right now. I feel a lot for Magnolia. I definitely do feel a lot for her, and like my heart just like broke for her at the ending. But I will say another thing that I was told with this series, that like it'll make you cry. And I've watched a bunch of people read this series and everyone just cries during it. And I will also say on the record that I'm not really a crier when it comes to books. Like, it's very, very rare that I actually cry. Like, I'll feel all the emotions, but I don't physically cry. And this is actually so off topic, but I actually attribute that fact, I don't really cry a lot, like, to media, to the fact that when I was in university, I used to watch Grey's Anatomy in the library, in the public library, between classes to keep myself occupied. And I had to learn to not cry when I was really sad. Like, because I was in public, people were would stare at me if I cried. So I actually think that's why now I don't really cry a lot when it comes to different types of media, because like I've kind of turned off like that physical reaction, if that makes sense to anybody. So did I cry? No. Was I internally gutted? Absolutely. My main thing, I feel like everybody says, like, go in making sure you know it's toxic. Like, no, it's toxic. No, it's gonna really drive you insane. I would go that far and also just say, like, don't even try to rationalize it. Like, don't even, like, I kept saying that, I'd be like, no, just don't, like, do this, like, what are we doing? And then I was getting frustrated because I was like, they obviously weren't doing it. And, you know, like, hello. I think while reading this, you like have to just completely put yourself in the back seat and not try to even like think while you read this. You just need to go through it and just experience what they're experiencing and then continue on. And yes, I'll be buying Daisy Hates. I'll be continuing with the series. I think I'm gonna do like a reading vlog, me like reading the rest of the series, like not like a one book one like I did this one, but like just the last 4 books they have out now, just doing a whole series for them. I think I do want to continue with the series because of course like I did find this one very bingeable. I went through it very fast. I was flipping the pages, I was having a good time. Well, actually I was having a really gut-wrenching time, but anyways, my thing is like whenever a first book is good, I always want to keep on going, but now especially because I know that a lot of people say like they rate kind of like all these books like 4 to like 4.5 stars, and then they all say Magnolia Parks Into the Dark was like a 6-star read. So when I hear a jump like that, I'm like, I need to know what happens there. I need to hear the gut punch. Yeah, I finally read this book. I'm actually happy I finally read it because it definitely was like a good read. I definitely agree that Jess Hastings' writing is very like poetic and lyrical at times. But I am devastated. I'm sure you can see this, but I am devastated because when I was on my bed the other day, I creased the cover. So there's a little crease in it. So that also hurts. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel out so much. Also, let me know if you want to see a reading vlog for the next 4 books in the series. So I can definitely go ahead and do that for you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.